Right, well, it's hard to get away from news of the negative health effects of cigarettes. The results of smoking on your body are pretty well publicized.
Yeah, talking about cigarette butts, and yet despite higher costs and bad press, smokers still have a tough time quitting, which is why one Virginia Beach filmmaker is hoping to help smokers quit with a different type of approach. She says smokers may not realize what's inside cigarettes, and he says if they did, they would put them out right away. His solution in today's What's Your Problem? We are getting quite an education today, the science behind cigarettes. The goal, of course, is to get people to stop smoking. Our teacher in this endeavor is Sean Cohen, a filmmaker and an author, and he's starting off with a bit of a test for us. Sean, how did you get started with this video series?
I wrote a book on cancer prevention. It's all about chemicals in foods, gum, candy, and cigarettes. 4 chapters are on cigarettes. And that got me into the research of what is in a cigarette, which blew me away.
Let's go to the test and start asking questions.
All right. Why are cigarettes white? The paper is bleached white.
Ooh.
Why does it take up to 15 years for a filter to disintegrate? A lot of people will guess a sponge, and it's very hard to rip open, but they're wrong. It's not a sponge. If you cut open a filter and you compare it to fiberglass insulation from an attic, it actually has tiny glass microcrystals that filter the tar, some of it, and keep your fingers cool so you can smoke it down to the nub and get your full cigarette. The filter is there to filter the tar and cool.
But some gets through.
But some gets through. The fiberglass, the glass wool that's inside of the filter, escapes into your mouth, your throat, and your lungs. This is a black caulking, but it resembles tar. If you take the tar and you mix it together with the fiberglass with your fingers, and I've got a handy wipe so you can get this off.
Thank you for that.
This is what's going on in somebody's lungs.
Ew.
Okay, a pack-a-day smoker has 2 cups of this in their lungs in a year. Why are cigarettes so addicting?
The nicotine.
Everyone knows about the nicotine, but do they know how strong the nicotine is? In the 1960s, Marlboro and Kool used ammonia to freebase the nicotine to make it up to 35 times as strong. So smoking a pack today, 20 cigarettes, is like smoking 700 cigarettes in 1960. A company called Monsanto actually bioengineers the seedling of the tobacco plant with Roundup, which is a pesticide.
So there's pesticide in the cigarette?
In the plant, in the tobacco leaves, in the cigarette, yes. So the plant grows out of the ground that has pesticide in it as part of its makeup. And if you smell the pesticide, so I have everybody, it's awful.
Oh my gosh. So this is...
You're smoking that. Why do cigarettes burn so hot, so evenly, and never go out in heavy wind? The paper that it's wrapped in is not just paper. The fibers are a cross matting of cellulose acetate, which is a plastic, just like photo film. This keeps the cigarette burning evenly and keeps it from going out so that it's an efficient nicotine delivery device. Everyone thinks it's just the nicotine, but actually all the chemicals are affecting the central nervous system, and they're making you tired and making you feel horrible. So the nicotine is actually relief from that feeling. It's temporary relief from the cigarette hangover.
People who manage to put down the cigarette sometimes end up picking the spoon up and gaining some weight. So we're here talking with raw food coach Karen Cooper, who has some ways to help people make that transition. It's not an easy one.
Well, it's not an easy one, and it's something that you have to want to do. And what that is when you quit cigarette smoking, you are going to be hungrier. Most people don't think to pick up green leafy vegetables to feed their blood. When you stop smoking, you have dirty blood. So you can reverse any illness by eating leafy green vegetables. Any illness, high blood pressure, diabetes. It's never too late to change and heal your life. It's never too late.
Quitting cigarettes is the foundation of health.
It was such an eye-opening conversation with those two. I can still smell that pesticide that Sean had me smell. Yeah, and the bottom line, though, is people have to want to quit in order to hear this message fully. He calls his program 14 and Out because he says you need that much time, 14 days, to wean yourself from the nicotine and the other chemicals in the cigarettes. He also says 95% of smokers will go back to smoking without help within 6 months because it's a behavioral as well as a chemical addiction. He teaches a class, so if you'd like more information, it's right there on your screen. The next one is Saturday, February 11th at Town Center Fitness at the beach from 10 to 11 a.m. For more details, we're going to link his website to thehamptonroadshow.com.
Wow, very eye-opening when you put it into perspective and break down what the cigarette is made of. I didn't know that. That's
all in one little package. It's pretty amazing.
wow, great one. All right, thanks, Cheryl. Still ahead.